Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. This was supposed to be a drunk review, but after watching this movie, it's very deep thinking, philosophical movie. So it pretty much sobered me up. Sobered me up very well. Yeah. Yeah. So this is one of my favorite movies, anime movies, to come out in like the last, I would say, 2 decades, honestly. Genocidal Organ, which was based off the 2007 sci-fi novel by Project Ito, who he died like a while ago. He also put out when did he die again? He died in 2009 at age 34. How did he die? I don't fucking know. He has movies like based off his works as Harmony, Empire of Corpses. Never heard of that. And he also wrote the novel adaptation of Metal Gear Solid 4, which this movie has like a Metal Gear Solid 4 feel to it, honestly. The movie takes place in like 2022 or 2020. I can't remember. The movie is basically about what makes it a Blackpilled movie is that it reveals certain facts about humanity's like predilection to violence, and that basically a lot of the violent shit that we do, like rape and genocide, are actually biological biological sorry, they're basically survival instincts, right? You rape, like a reason why you see a lot of rape during on battlefields and like in wars, because the person's scared, he's about to die, so like he has that his survival instinct kicks in to rape a woman, so like at least his genetic material lives on through his like progeny with said rape victim. If he does die, right? And we commit genocide because most genocides occur over lack of food resources, like food shortages, right? Which is why you have so many like genocides happen in Africa, because like they're constantly having food shortages there, right? So the movie is called Genocidal Organ because the villain of this movie realizes he can brainwash. Not only can he, well, one of the things he can do as a logistics expert is that he was able to figure out through analyzing people's like speech patterns and stuff like that, if they were heading to violence, if there was any war was going to happen, civil wars were going to happen, and he by reverse engineering that, he's able to incite genocides in countries. And the reason why he does that, I'll talk about later. But basically, it has something to do with the fact that, and they spoil this right in the beginning of the movie, that while he was cheating on his wife in America, his wife and his daughter were off sightseeing, and they were killed in a terrorist attack in what was the country called? Sarajevo or something like that, right? So the movie is about like this special forces soldier named Clavis Shepard, who is sent into countries trying to track down and find the villain of this movie called John Paul, right? And then you have lots of references to Kafka. You know that the Holocaust is mentioned several times. It's basically goes into the psychology of the human mind and shit like that, right? And their survival instincts, and also goes into there's lots of scenes where they talk about 9/11 and how we traded like our security, trade our freedom for security, and that it's not really, it may or may not be balancing out. Another movie like that was secretly about 9/11 that not a lot of people know about is M. Night Shyamalan's The Village. If you ever seen that movie, where it's basically The Village. Spoiler is basically a community is based off a lie to protect their children from the harsh realities of the world. So it's a lot like that movie, that Greek art film Dogtooth. Is it Dogtooth? It's by the same guy who directed Killing of a Sacred Deer, and one of my favorite movies, which is also kind of a Blackpilled movie, Lobster, with starring Colin Farrell and Rachel Maddow? Not Rachel Maddow. Rachel Weisz. Yeah. She's married to like that gay James Bond guy. What's his name? Not Clive Owens. Daniel Craig. Who's like super fucking gay in real life. There's like pictures of him kissing dudes and shit online. And in an interview, he was talking about making out with the fucking villain of the new James Bond movie, which I'm not gonna go see. So what makes this movie so great is not just it's a thought-provoking philosophical movie, but there's also, if you're oh, by the way, it's directed by Shuko Murase from Studio Manglobe. So he did TV shows like Witch Hunter Robin. He also worked on fucking Gundam F91, which I didn't fucking know that. But he did Witch Hunter Robin. I think he even did Ergo Proxy, which is another great philosophical movie. The Japanese, though, I feel like the Japanese love of Kafka is like, I went into it in my fucking review for Tokyo Ghoul, but it's like there's a misunderstanding about Kafka. Though they do talk about, they do go into in the fact that he was like a German Jew living in Germany, not feel like he felt like he felt in like German or Jewish society. So they kind of yeah. So like there's also lots of ultra violence in the movie. So it's not like your typical war movies where like you have like big mecha and shit like that. There's no mecha. There's no like dog fights in the movie. It's just mostly soldiers on the ground. Though they have these robots in the movie called they're called artificial flesh, and it turns out that the robots in the future are made from they were basically cloning like genetically modified whales and dolphins and like salvaging their fucking flesh to make robots, and it's like super fucking creepy. And you see them like transform in the movie, like they take the shape of coffins, they take the shape of drop pods like you would see in like Warhammer 40k. Yeah, the movie is super dark. There's two really dark scenes in the movie. Like, in the beginning, like, the main character is talking with this other soldier, and there's this, they're wearing the clothes of the murdered soldiers, that they killed, and they're talking about hell, and the guy's like, main character is like, I don't believe in hell. I'm an atheist. He's a fedora tipper, and then the guy he's talking to named Alex, um, goes to him, looks him straight in the eye with a serious look on his face, and says, "Sir, hell exists whether you believe in it or not." And then like he brings up hell's in your head, which in the movie is like they have this thing called bear, which is like it's a lot like the like that program they had in the nano machine, sorry, from Metal Gear Solid 4, where they kept the soldiers from getting post traumatic stress disorder, and they would keep them their units in line and connected, and like obviously Liquid Snake hacks into it, hacks into it to control the soldiers. The bad guy in the movie kind of does that in this movie too, so it's like it kind of steal the like, oh, actually 2007. This book came out 2007, so it might have. What year did Metal Gear Solid 4 come out? Let me pause. It's funny, I was about to accuse this book of ripping up Metal Gear Solid 4, but it looks like Kojima ripped off Project Ito. That's fucking funny. And my second favorite scene, it's like they're like before, like they're gonna go. Sorry, actually before that, there's the scene where like the guy has to go on a mission where where 60% of the enemy combatants are children. So it's very much like also reminiscent of Metal Gear Solid games. Before that, he has to see this fucking psychiatrist that gives him like what's it called? Overview, not overview. I don't know. Basically, checks him out and preps him to see if he can go on the mission, and he's basically using like yeah, the movie is based in so many ways because it even talks about like how like psychologists are full of shit, and they're basically fart huffers. Like I'm trying to think of. I've been drinking, okay, so I can't fucking think of any big words. But like basically, they're full of shit. They're pretentious, fart huffers, and that's why a lot of psychological papers, the results can't be reproduced because there's so much fucking bullshit going on in the psychology field, right? So and my third favorite scene is like there's a scene where they get attacked by another special forces group after they captured Jean Paul, and their plane gets shot down, and the only one that's fighting besides from the main character and like two other guys is this guy who's like in like a vehicle, and he talks about getting his arm shot off, but because of the bear nano machines he can't feel anything, right? So he goes in to see the main character sneaks into the armored vehicle where the soldier is fighting from. I think the guy's name is Leland, right? And you see that not only did he have his arm shot off, but he was shot in half. He's missing his lower body. You just see intestines, and it's like so fucked up that he's filled with all this shit in his head and his body that keeps him fighting. And like even in display, it says that because they have like this visual displays on their eyes from like eye drops and shit, kind of like displays you would see in video games. It said he's like combat effective, right? Like or combat operative, right? Like he's still capable of combat basically. When he only has one arm and no fucking legs, dude. It's like so fucked up, dude. Yeah, so I only have less than 20 seconds left. My review for this movie, my rating, sorry, it's an 8 out of 10. I don't give a shit if Snob says this movie is pretentious. It's fucking better than anything he could write. Peace.